Hello and welcome to Asian Petrolhead. Today we finally got our hands on the 2020 Genesis G90. So let's take a look at both interior and exterior design and of course take her for a drive. Because Genesis G90 is a flagship, why don't we start from the back seat? I'm 6'2", but because Genesis G90 is over 5 meters long, there's plenty of leg room and headroom. And G90s just have regular sunroof for more headroom, I suppose, and I think that's a pretty good idea. Genesis threw in many bells and whistles to impress its potential buyers. First, it's got power sunshade for the side and rear, and also you can fold the front seat with push-up button. It folds away so low that it doesn't block any of your sight. Very nice. I'm gonna fall asleep. You can of course recline your own seats and turn on the heated and ventilation seats, and also play with climate control and media control, which gets displayed through these rear entertainment screens. And also it's got ghost closing doors. Now let's take a look at driver's side. With all the open pore wood trims and leathers, very nice place to be. Out of 6 different interior colors, this one has brown two-tone. Although it lacks massaging seats, other than that, it's very nice place to be. Now let me show you what has changed compared to the last year model. First, they have added this black piece matching the 12.3 navigation screen in order to make the screen look wider. And they also decreased number of controls for the media and climate control so that it would be both easier to find and use. They changed air vent design, and they also added chrome strip around the edges to further stress horizontal design theme of the car. And down here used to be covered with high glossy materials, but now they wrapped it with rear leather around gear selectors. I think it looks much better. Genesis says now the navigation can be upgraded over the air, which means you don't have to take your SD card and download firmwares yourself anymore. I think that is luxury. Now let's go out to the road with Genesis G90. I forgot to mention about this, but Genesis also have added all these stitchings and leather piping, starting from the door trim all the way to the dashboard, in order to enhance sense of unity. Let's talk about visibility. First, Genesis G90 is not a small car. It's very wide and long, so it will feel very big at first. However, just like any other Genesis model, it's got big windows all around, and side mirrors are big enough too, so it's easy to see out of. Hence, it's easy to drive. I mean, once you get used to it. G90 start to feel smaller as you speed up, but in case you're stuck in a tight spot, 4 high-definition cameras will help you in no time. I find this feature especially handy in this big sedan. Let's talk about seats. Seats are very comfortable. Even these headrests are full-way adjustable. And G90s have smart posture system that will recommend you a proper sitting position. It's probably a healthy one for me, but I find myself too close to the wheel. To be honest, it's not so comfortable for me. There are good old analog gauges on each side, and in the center, 7-inch LCD provides many useful information to the driver. And there's also head-up display, allowing you to more focus on the road. The 12.3 navigation screen can be also operated by touching, so it's convenient. And these physical buttons and dials are easy to use even while driving. Now let's put the car in sports and drive. Let's talk about engine for a second. I told you I love this twin turbocharged V6 through Genesis G90 review, and same thing applies here. Although Genesis G90 is a much bigger and heavier car, this engine has no problem pulling this giant smoothly and quickly. God, love that fat torque. Now let's get the numbers out of the way first. This twin turbocharged V6 produces 370 horsepower and is mated to 8-speed automatic. And our tester even has HTRAC. Now let me show you how fast Genesis G90 3.3T go. It took G90 about 5.5 seconds to hit 60 miles per hour, while much faster than I anticipated. Like you would expect it to, because Genesis G90 is so large, it's weighing easily over 2 tons, and it's wrapped around with 19-inch Continental tires. Now let's check out the braking performance of Genesis G90. It took G90 about 38 meters to a complete stop. I think it can do better. It's a pretty cold day in Korea today. Engine is mated to 8-speed automatic, and because it's got an electric gear selector, you can manually shift yourself using these pedal shifters. It's shifting pretty quickly and also smoothly. Right combination for a large luxury sedan, I think. Some people do ask me what happens when you press this P button accidentally while driving. Well, because it's got a shift-by-wire system, it will not actually put the car into parking. No worries, it's safe. Genesis G90s have adaptive suspension, so it will change according to the drive mode you select. I still have it in sports mode. I mean, I can feel the difference, but it is still comfortable. The REC-type electric steering system feels better than some of its competitors, and I'm very surprised by the handling characteristics of the G90. Although the car is very large and heavy, HTRAC makes the car move around the car with precision and ease. Surprising. Right now we're cruising on the highway, and Genesis G90 is able to keep a straight line on its own, and because we have a pair of glasses applied on all 4 corners, cabin is extra quiet. Now let me turn on the adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist. And I have my hands and feet off the car, and as you see, it's working very smoothly and seamlessly. But always, for your safety, always keep your hands on the steering wheel. Very fast. Brakes are holding up pretty nice too. Okay, we're back to normal. Let's see if it closes. Oh, it does close the windows right in front of the tunnel. And it's circulating the ventilation. Nice, handy. I'd like to show you adaptive cruise control working with navigation. Speed limit is 100 kilometers per hour in this area. I'm going to set the speed to 105 for demonstration purposes. Now we see Genesis G90 slowing down in front of camera detectors and protecting my wallet. Well done, Genesis. And it's speeding again right now to 105. So pretty convenient. Lastly, let's check out the efficiency of Genesis G90. G90 returned 18.6 miles per gallon in the city and 30.6 miles per gallon on the highway, so it is not so efficient. I really hope Genesis do add a hybrid powertrain to its lineup. Before we end the review, let's quickly take a look at the exterior design. Out of 9 exterior colors, our tester is wearing Gold Coast Silver. In the center, there's big old crest grille and quad headlamp and repeater on the side. This time 19-inch rims looks a little busy. I mean, it looks alright, but it looks like it's going to be hard to be clean. Let's move to the rear. It's got dual exhaust pipe, Genesis lettering, and LED tail lamp. I wish they just used an emblem rather than all the lettering. Now let's take a look at the trunk. It's got plenty of space and it's got a ski-through also. Today we test drove 2020 Genesis G90 and we'll be back with more car reviews. And before you leave, please help us by subscribing to our channel. Thank you. I didn't know what this button was, but this is actually for the parking lot. If you ever have to double park, keep on pressing this and it says neutral engage, so it will actually roll if somebody has to push it. To disengage, just press parking again and it says park engaged. We have quad lamp, so let me show you what it's all about. This is DRL, daytime running lamp, and this is positioning lamp, and this is headlamp and high beam. Let me show you one more time. All 4 working. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's the blinker. Just realized, but the signal lamp comes out as double lines from here. It's LED. Let me show you the smart posture system. Select your height and weight. And press posture analysis. And when you press adjust posture, it will change the sitting position for you. But to be honest, it's alright, but I prefer this one. Subtle change, but this is better.